I just had a couple of things I wanted to talk to as we get started here today. I just want to let everybody know why I put out these videos. Well, I put out these videos because to me, they make me feel, they give me comfort. We're all going to be here one day. And I want to make sure that I'm comfortable with where I'm going. I don't know where I'm going, but I want to make sure I'm comfortable. And the best that I can say is it just gives me comfort. I also want to talk about some of my pronunciations and some of the other videos I've done over the years. Some people have commented about my pronunciation of words. Well, unfortunately, I kind of sort of murder the English language from time to time. I grew up in a household where my father, I don't know if it was on purpose or what it was, but he murdered the English language, and I guess I kind of sort of picked that up as well. So I may mispronounce things, like in this video, Gethsemane. I have no idea how it's pronounced. Edwin Shoemaker, his probably went by Shoemaker, it's German. But Shoemaker is how it is up there, and I guess it can be pronounced either way. So one of the other things is why I do this. This is kind of therapy to me. Without going into too much detail, I suffer from a memory issue where I tend to forget things. And it's a little bit more than where the hell's my keys. It entails time and space as well. So even though I've gone someplace and it can be extremely memorable, I may not remember it, and then all of a sudden, months and even years later, I remember it. So something the family and I have been fighting with for a while, and we don't know if it's going to get better or worse, but I'm trying to exercise my memory. The other thing is doing this. I don't know what format works the best. I've done it kind of 2 or 3 different ways, and I'll jump around probably more after this, but I am certainly hoping that I am not stepping on anybody's toes doing these videos. There's a lot of graveyards out there. We all have different styles, and hopefully there's enough graveyards out there that will be trips to graveyards would be interesting for all of us out here that do these. The other thing that I did want to talk about was I noticed on some of the other sites that people talk about, why do you walk on graves? And it's disrespectful. Well, it's disrespectful if you do it in a disrespectful way. First of all, I think what a lot of people don't realize is that the graveyards, it's a business. It's like real estate. They are going to use up every inch of that property that they can. And they are going to put, and they do put people, especially in the modern graves, the modern grave sites, they put people right up against people. I mean, if you look at some of the videos out there where they're digging holes for those who have departed, and they're going to be, burying them, they're right up against each other. You got a vault to your top, a vault to your bottom, a vault to your right, a vault to your left. So there's virtually, at sometimes, no way to get from one grave to the other without walking on top in some fashion of a grave. Now, like I said, if you're not doing it disrespectfully, I don't see a problem with it. And I know some people still will. Some people will have a problem with some of us walking on the graves. But remember that when the workers inside the cemetery cut the lawn, those big old machines are rolling right over the top of those graveyards, those graves. They are not going around them. The people who are cutting the graves or the grass by hand, they're not walking on the edges. They're walking across them. They got a job to do, and they're going to get it done. My job is to bring you videos of people other people haven't. Stories out there that might be interesting to you. So I can promise you all my videos are going to be done with respect. Whether they're good people, bad people, nice people, evil people, it doesn't matter. So with that, if you have any comments, you can always put them down there below. Just be gentle. I'll respond to as many as I can, if I get any. I've gotten a few, but if I get any. The other thing is, I would appreciate that you'd like and subscribe to the channel. The more of you who like my videos, the more of you who subscribe to my videos, the more I'll get noticed out there, and other people will come up and see the videos. So I would appreciate that. I'm not doing it for money. I'm doing it for something I enjoy to do. Thank you very much, and please come walk with me on my next. We are going to a little cemetery called, I think it's Gethsemane Cemetery. It's part of the Lutheran Holy Ghost Lutheran School Church here in Monroe, Michigan. I'm going to take you on a little walk of the cemetery, and I'm going to show you the grave of a man who, his invention. You're probably sat in one. There's a clue. You probably sat in one. And yet, you probably don't even know his name. So in about 2 minutes, I'm going to be pulling into Gethsemane Cemetery in Raisonville Township, Michigan. And while I do, won't you come walk with me? Alright guys, so here we are back at Gethsemane Cemetery, and I was here the other day, and we did a little video letting everybody know that we will be coming back taking some more videos. So today I want to talk about Edwin Shoemaker and his cousin Edward Knabush. Now they back in the 1920s, Edwin was born 1907 here in Monroe, Michigan, and he ended up wanting really to be an inventor working with wood. And so apparently he must have been pretty good at it, but through the assistance of his cousin Edward Knabush, World War II vet. Unfortunately, a lot of stuff is covered up on that one. They got together and they started producing and manufacturing basically a laid-back wooden recliner. And while Edwin Shoemaker was the brains behind the design, Edward Knabush was the brains behind the marketing. And he was able to market a lot of the furniture, the Vietnam vet, the furniture that they were making. And they had a couple different companies throughout the years, and in 1941 they incorporated and they became Lazy Boy. And Lazy Boy built, as you know, the Lazy Boy recliner. And so they went on, and in the 60s and 70s were kind of sort of their heyday, and they were making Lazy Boy chairs all over the place, selling them all over the place, expanding. Gottfried Hess, 1842, 1897. By the way, the cemetery was reading up on the cemetery. The cemetery is part of this Lutheran church over here behind me. And 1892 they incorporated. And somewhere here I did find a grave, or 1897 rather, they incorporated. And somewhere here I did find a grave from 1892. So it must have been a graveyard even before they incorporated. Around 2012, 2013, it looked like it changed hands, and nobody was even doing much with the cemetery. I did see a couple of headstones from that time period, but they eventually did get reincorporated, and now it looks like there is a pretty good group of people that are now taking care of it. There's a new fence up around it. Seeing much more burials going on here. I was here the other day. I don't know where it's at. I did see a World War II vet that looked like he had died during the war. I'm not quite sure where that was. I'll try to find it if I can. Not sure if it was down there, if it was more down this way. But anyways, getting back to Lazy Boy. So Edwin stayed with the company until his retirement, and then on his retirement he ran the Lazy Boy Trust Fund. And he actually stayed active with Lazy Boy Trust Fund all the way up until his death in 1998, I believe it was. He went out to dinner with some friends. He came home, decided to go sit in his favorite chair, sat down in his favorite chair, which I assume was probably a Lazy Boy chair, and he passed away. So Edwin J. Shoemaker, inventor of the Lazy Boy recliner as we know it today, and his wife Ruth are buried here. Edwin had moved to Mesa, Arizona when he passed away. That's where he passed away at. So if you didn't know where Lazy Boy, or who invented Lazy Boy, this is who invented Lazy Boy, and this is where he is buried. And he is here, right inside. This would be the east gate of Gethsemane Cemetery here in Raisinville Township, Michigan, just outside Monroe.